we on? Yeah, we're on. All right. Okay. Hi. Um, let's see. I'm putting this video together. First of all, to say hello and to let you know that I'm looking forward to seeing everybody February 7th. We have workshop season that officially gets underway. And that's going to last till, I believe, the first week of April. And I'm excited about this year, especially because I'm offering in the lineup one course other than mine, and that is of Jesus Villareal, also known as Jesus. And so he's a very talented instructor to begin with, who has studied at the Florence Academy of Art, and he comes with great drawing skill, and he is going to be bringing his expertise and experience to you. To me, this is a great thing to have and to include within the workshops, because as you know, I am adamantly always talking about the importance of the structure of the underneath of your painting, and that is comprised of drawing. You know, drawing obviously is about anatomy, is about the human form, is about composition, is about volume, it's about how you see things. And Zeus has a very practical way of being able to bring that to you in a way that is not too complicated, and will definitely make you leave within the 4 days with something that you've accomplished and another notch in your belt of experience to give you more confidence in, see, this is confidence, you see, that's the give you confidence to be able to paint you know, in a way that would just basically will make it look like you have a lot of skill and talent, which you will, and you do. Without that, your drawings and your paintings, as you know, always kind of sort of wobble, or neither here, neither there, and you're always sort of trying to figure out where to place your line and your form and composition and what's this all about. So I think by bringing him in conjunction with the things that you've been learning from me, will be a really nice equation put together. You know, I'm so adamant about this that just to let you know, I will be taking the class myself, because I truly believe in this type of drawing, and I also learned that way, and I can see that those skills have served me very, very well over the years. And so it's something that I basically want to pass on to you. And a lot of you, I get it, like you're taking it because you're here, you want to hang out, you want to do some art, and you want to get it at an instructional level that's professional. And I'm very happy about that. And I also want to offer you something more, basically, and so that we're basically raising the bar a little bit more and challenging you. You know, these courses are meant to challenge you. They're not really here, you know, it's Sunday school painting. When you walk into Blandino Master Workshops, I make sure that you come out with some damn good skills. And a lot of you over the years have seen your skills evolve, and I think that you're taking more pride. Hold on. Okay. I think that you're taking more pride in the work that you're doing now, and I see it. I see it in the results of what you're giving me year to year. And some of you have been invested in me from year to year, and I strongly suggest, not just you, but everybody should take a drawing course. Now, the classes with Jesus are filling up very quickly, and they are slated, I believe I said, March 13th, which is Friday, to Monday the 16th, which is on Monday. It's 4 days, usual structure, 9 to 4. You know, will bring your happy smile and your attitude and your enthusiasm for wanting to learn, and we will be very, very well set. Also, to remind you, those of you, or actually tell you, those of you who are taking my figure drawing class, or even if you're taking Zeus's drawing class, there are a couple of books I would recommend in order to sort of prepare yourself and improve your skills and just carry forward after you've taken the classes. One of them is from the 1920s or 30s. It's George Bridgman's Drawing from Life, The Complete Guide to Drawing from Life. Here it is. Now, this is the complete volumes of all his drawings that originally were, you may have seen them, they were distributed by Dover Publications. They were in a small format like this, and they came in various colors. And they were sort of, one was on the hands, one was just on feet, one was just on the torso, one was just heads. But what this publication company has done is put them together all as one volume, so you can actually really study everything, from the bone structure to the flesh to the cartilage to papers coming out of my book. So it's all there, you know, thumbs, hands, fists, the hinges of the joints of bones and which way they fold. So, sometimes you're gonna try to draw the arm the other way and it looks kind of off. But that's because it's not meant to go that way. It actually just folds one way. So very practical book regarding that. And the other one that I was going to suggest, and I do suggest, is Andrew Loomis. And this is called Figure Drawing for All It's Worth. And when I was in school, man, this did not exist. Andrew Loomis was very difficult to get. And I did get my hands on one copy. It was this thick, and I photocopied the entire book, and I used it for myself when I was in school. Andrew Loomis has a more stylized version of drawing. It's something that's more relegated to, for example, illustrators. And at the time, illustration was really at its peak during when he was teaching at the academy. And you can see that it's a much more simplified approach. It doesn't necessarily teach you about line quality, but it does teach you how to perceive, for example, the perspective of a human body. Ever hear of that? What do you mean a perspective of a human body? Well, if you're seeing the head from the top or from a bird's eye view or just a little bit below, what happens to all the planes of the body? And why is that important? Is because when you're basically drawing somebody that's sitting down and in a pose that's kind of the way I'm doing like this, and you're standing above them, well, you're obviously, it's not a frontal, it's an above. And what happens to everything in relation to that point of view as to how you're seeing them. So Andrew Loomis has some great ways, simplified versions of being able to look at the human body and be able to perceive it by using blocks and cubes and planes. Let me show you an example. A simple little thing, but I thought that it was, when I saw this in the book, I said, no, my students need to see this because it's very practical. If I can find it now. Yeah, it's basically, he calls it the John and Mary problems, and it's how John and Mary, how they look as if we were sitting near them on the sand. And then he goes on to apply different sorts of perspectives. You see how simplified those drawings are? That makes it very easy to understand. And all it takes is just a small seed like this to be planted in your head, and you're like, oh, I never thought about that. I never thought that that's what I need to look at. And that's what it does. It gives you sort of like a guide as to what you need to look for, what you're actually looking at, and then the application process behind it. And most of you will recognize that when you do try and perceive a human form within a situation, everything gets very jumbled in here because you're able to see it, but your mind is kind of not following the structure of where to start. So Andrew Loomis kind of breaks that down for you. Now, these books, along with Zeus's class, will form a really nice, holistic, full-bodied, practical approach to drawing. What you're going to need is practice, 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 practice. And just like painting, you've been practicing, and getting better every single time that you basically pick up the brush. Same thing happens with when you're working in charcoal. And I don't want to limit drawing just to charcoal because you can also draw with paint, okay? So the other point I want to bring is that if you think that painting has nothing to do with drawing, you're gravely mistaken, and vice versa. If you think that drawing has nothing to do with painting, you're also gravely mistaken, and you're causing yourself a disservice. The two of them are combined, interconnected, they are inseparable. You cannot have one without the other. And drawing is not just about academic structure, it's about understanding line quality, volume, composition, what exactly it is that you're looking at, and understanding how to break that down so that eventually you understand abstraction. And abstraction is the actual removal of everything that you've learned. And so why do that? It's because when you have a structure that's built solidly and you perceive the structure and its foundation, you know which pieces you can remove so the whole thing doesn't crumble and still stands in a format that is comprehensible. If you don't know that, you will wipe everything away, remove too much, and not have any comprehension on what it is you're doing. So it's just a small gist of what I'm trying to make you understand about the importance of drawing. So am I stressing it enough? Let me tell you again. Let me tell you about how important it is for you to learn how to draw. Don't kid yourself with this. It will save you months, years of frustration. It really will. And I'm not privy to that. I keep a sketchbook all the time. I've been turned on to drawing on the iPad recently on Procreate. I draw practically every morning and night, all the time. Come here. Hold on. By the way, we have a new addition to the workshops over the summer. this little guy came in. His name is Fergus. Say hi, Fergus. Hi. And we still have Enzo, of course. So just to let you know that Fergus will be joining us, part of the family. So what I was saying is, I draw all the time, I sketch all the time, and I'm always looking to improve my skills as a painter. So I will also be taking the course with Jesus. That's how firmly I believe in it. And in him, I've been curious about having to work with him. Having spoken to him, I clearly get where he's coming from. It's something else I would like to experience and add to my repertoire of skills. So if I'm doing it, no reason for you not to do it. And as always, should you have any questions, Suinos, who does an absolutely amazing job helping keep all of this organized, is available. Myself, who does a not so amazing job communicating, except sometimes through here, I am available. And I am fully aware of everybody and what's going on with those of you who have registered. And I look so forward to seeing you all. I think it's great. We're growing into this great family. Spread the word. And I will see you all partially February 7th, beginning February 7th. And am I missing anything? I think that's it for now. Suinos will add the Jesus' Instagram account, Facebook, website. That will all be sent to you in this email. Read the email and just click on the links if you're curious about his work. I guarantee you'll be wowed by it. And if you can draw the way he does, I get it. Don't show up. But if you can't, show up. All right. So I expect a nice full class. And that class, by the way, is filling up. And the reason I'm kind of letting you know about this is because it is starting to get filled up, and I don't want you to miss out on this opportunity. And the other thing I was going to tell you is this is all part of an effort to have to bring to you quality instructors, okay? People that really know their stuff. They are professionals. And next year I plan on bringing, along with Jesus, another instructor that I think is very, very talented. She's a professor, a university professor in fine arts department. I have not seen a skill like that in a long time in one person. And I'd be really happy to see her come here and give whatever 3-day or 4-day instruction on, again, human form. Notice how I keep stressing human form. It's probably the most important part of a painter's career. Learn how to draw the human form and you will not have a problem drawing anything. That's why Mother Nature created this, because it's all here. Everything you look for is within here, within this form. All right. See you soon. Ciao.